From the moment they were born, June and Jennifer Gibbons were inseparable. They did everything together and only ever spoke to each other. And when I say only ever, I mean it. At no point in their lives did either twin ever speak a word to anyone outside of their family unit. Not their parents, not their doctors, not their friends, not even their own children. The only people they ever spoke to were each other. June and Jennifer are a real-life set of twins from the United Kingdom, and their story is one of the creepiest things I've ever come across. It all started when they were just 7 years old. One day, June came home from school upset because the other kids were making fun of her for being a twin. That night, June and Jennifer came up with a plan. From that day forward, they decided they would never speak to anyone but each other again. Their parents, though, weren't too happy about this arrangement, and to break the twins out of their little fantasy world, their parents enrolled them in separate schools. But this didn't stop June and Jennifer from continuing their pact. Wherever one twin went, the other would follow, always keeping at least one twin within sight at all times. If they were ever separated, they would refuse to eat until they were put back together. This meant their parents had no choice but to let the twins do pretty much whatever they wanted. As the twins got older, their behavior got weirder and weirder. They began developing strange mannerisms and would often be seen dancing around their house in an eerie, creepy way. When June was 13, she began cutting herself, which was obviously very concerning, especially since her sister Jennifer also began doing the same thing. What was really concerning, though, was that neither twin would tell the other when they were planning to hurt themselves. This led to many instances where the other twin would find the other covered in cuts and bruises. It gets worse, too. June and Jennifer began staying out late and getting into fights with other kids, often over nothing. They would beat other kids up, but when the police or their parents would ask them what happened, neither twin would say a word. This continued until June and Jennifer were arrested for attacking a police officer. They were then sent to a youth detention center, but they still wouldn't talk to anyone. The staff were baffled. Here they had two 13-year-old girls who clearly needed help, but the girls refused to open up to anyone. Things took another turn when June began talking about how she and her sister were going to kill one another. At this point, it was clear that the twins had to be separated if anyone was going to get through to them. But separating the twins was easier said than done. As soon as they were put in separate rooms, June began screaming, "Jennifer, Jennifer, help me, Jennifer," over and over again. She also began crying and wouldn't stop until Jennifer was brought into the room. Jennifer, on the other hand, said nothing. She just stared off into space. But once June died, Jennifer suddenly sprang back into life. After June's death, Jennifer began speaking again, although she only ever spoke to doctors. She told them that she and her sister used to communicate telepathically, and that June had told her that she was going to die so that Jennifer could live. Jennifer also said that she and her sister had made a pact that if something happened to one of them, the other would die along with them. So Jennifer felt that she had no choice but to die when June asked her to. When Jennifer was asked why she didn't try to stop June from killing her, Jennifer replied that it wasn't an option. She said that when June asked her to die, it wasn't a request, it was a command. It was obvious at this point that the bond between the twins was incredibly strong, and that the twins had essentially created their own cult-like relationship. After June's death, Jennifer was transferred to a psychiatric hospital where she lived out the remainder of her life. She was released in 2010, but she sadly passed away in 2019 from an unknown illness. Some believe that Jennifer died because she made a pact with her sister that she would die when June asked her to. Others, however, think that Jennifer was murdered by June's consciousness